Hello, it's 2:17 p.m. So here's an update. Um, they had this biracial guy. I tried to take a nap and get me some sleep for at least 3 hours. Every time I tried to doze off and fall asleep, he would start singing very loud in an area where it's supposed to be extremely, very quiet. That we on a quiet floor in a very quiet place. So I don't see how he's able to get away with breaking the rules by waiting until I fall asleep or doze off to start singing very loud. And then he was directly behind me, stealthily hiding in a enclosed room, directly behind me when they had a whole bunch of other seats. And he was in this room that I can't go in. So he was singing he would wait till I dozed off and fell asleep to start singing very loud, and he did this for hours. He actually followed me up here. Now, how did he get up here, and how did he find out where I was? And so also on that fake wannabe Darnell Williams perp had left me alone for almost a week on TikTok and went back to saying slanderous, harassing comments. So I asked a question about housing on another social media platform, and they had an Asian person who went to ask other so-called targets for help. And so I feel like this: if I have a so-called friendship with you or something, and you act like narcissistic and controlling, or if you defend and agree with the gang stalkers and you're supposed to be targeted too, I block you. Or sometimes they have unfollowed and blocked me, and then they love to smear a campaign and spread the word. And so when the person went to, I didn't even ask the person to do it, but the person went to ask for me to get help. And they're talking about the good deeds that they did for me way back almost 3 years ago. Oh, I helped her. I remember this person, I helped her, and this and that or whatever. And then one of them, if you got my account blocked, you got mad at me and got my account blocked, you got hateful and blocked me because you were meddled in my business and had been stalking me and got mad at me for, got mad at me for talking about how another fake TI perp had got mad, that she unfollowed me on Twitter for no reason. And then he got mad and blocked me. He saw me mention about her when I wasn't even following him on Twitter. And he tried to stalk and control everything I do when he's supposed to be targeted. And he would use money to try to control me and try to force an unwanted friendship. And he would 2 years younger than me and try to treat me like a punished child. But I'm not going to name names because of the idea of the online perps being messy and the idea of I don't want to be feuding with other professed targeted individuals, whether real or fake. I don't want to be feuding with them again. So this person who, he defended and agreed with the perps, and so did the other person who said, oh, I donated to her, oh, I helped her before. Oh, I remember this person, I helped her before. So, that person, like the female, she said that, oh, I helped her before or whatever, but I remember she low-key threatened me and tried to frighten and intimidate me and defended and agreed with a perp and acted like as if she didn't believe what I was trying to say, and then I let it slide. And then she did another offense, I let it slide. And she tried to bully, harass, and threaten me for saying that the New Age movement is satanic. So that's why I had blocked her. That she tried to bully, frighten, and threaten and harass me, for saying that, like she tried to bully, frighten, and intimidate me for saying that the New Age movement is satanic and, it's not of God. And so this other guy that I'm talking about, I'm not going to mention his name because the online perps kept pestering me saying, apologize to this person, you did this person wrong. And it's like, how do you even know what happened with me and him? So people have been saying that that guy, that try to be narcissistic and controlling and defend the online perps. Defend the co-worker perps when I was being workplace mobbed. And I had dealt with him on the phone quite a few times. I dealt with him on the phone quite a few times, and it's like, it makes me feel uncomfortable for somebody to try to talk to me like I'm 4 years old and like I lack common sense, and I deserve better respect than that. You talk to me like I don't know any better, and trying to control and fix me while you believe in stuff that mixes Christianity and New Age occultism. Like you believe in horoscopes and numerology and stuff like that, and talk about grand rising and all that, So if you blocked my account, I'm not going to take your advice to move to Tennessee, in a city and state where you yourself have probably never been. Trying to forcefully order me to move to Tennessee, and you got hateful and blocked my account. So they have people in the so-called TI community that's toxic and better off not to be talking to them. If they're narcissistic and controlling, like they had the other guy associated with him who was the last, no, he wasn't the last, the second to last person that was supposedly targeted, that if he would beg for money for survival too, but he would get jealous of me and falsely make it like as if I'm scamming people. And I'm like when I talked about, I had a free hotel room, and that was because from the other nights I had the rewards program and accumulated those nights. So then when I got the free hotel room, oh, how were you able to pull that off? And I'm like, fuck out of here, because you been asking, you get way more donations, love, and respect than I do. I'm a disabled black female, and you're an able-bodied white guy. So what you asking for donations for? So and then he acted like he thought he owned me. I'm like, you married, you have a whole wife. You call me up to every minute wanting to know what you're doing. And oh, where did you go eat? And oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Like, come on, we may be both in the so-called TI community, but I don't know you that well, and you were making me feel uncomfortable. You have a whole wife, and you keeping tabs on me like I'm your wife. I had to cut him off too. But he was getting way more donations than I was. I'm like, how you gonna get envious or get mad or whatever? And people have said that, they have made the same accusations against him, saying that he would be considered, a scammer and a fraud if he said he'd been in and out of the hospital or whatever and been forced homeless and stuff. But then he bragged to me on the phone about all the people he perked. like talking about that he perked this person and that person for revenge, like as if he did reverse perping. And I don't even do that. I don't even reverse perp anyone. I mean, I'll cuss you out or stick my middle finger up at you or get on here and speak the truth about what you did to me. But I don't try to reverse perp people. Reverse gang stalk nobody. As I said, the most I'll cuss you out or stick my middle finger up at you, or I'll get on here and tell the truth about what you did. And so it's like narcissistic. You know how gang stalkers, profess targeted individuals, they flip and become perps and start acting weird and everything. So you may have helped me when you were still targeted and before you had your deal. But then you start acting funny and moving weird, and then sell out and become a fake TI perp, and then throw in my face, oh, I tried to help her before, and this and that. But it seemed like, as I said, people, it's like the first guy I was talking about that defended and agreed with an altercation that I had with one of my workplace mobbing perps. He defended and agreed with that perp, and I got mad and I blocked him because I'm like, how you gonna defend and agree with the perp saying that they're right? Like, whose side are you on? And other people are saying that this guy is a double agent that worked for the government. But I don't know. It could be true. Could be smear campaign. But the first guy, not the one who's married, the second guy I was talking about, but I'm talking about the first guy. He made it like as if he donated me money, then he can manipulate me into talking on the phone with him. And then he starts psychologically, verbally, and mentally abusing me on the phone. And as I said, treating me like a toddler who doesn't have any common sense. He talks to me like a toddler who doesn't have any common sense. And dish out orders telling me what to do, and he's younger than me. And very coercive with trying to control. And then so now he got hateful and blocked me and act like he wants to punish me with the silent treatment, and then go on a smear campaigning me and playing like he's the innocent victim when he's not. And I gave him too many chances. Before I even gave him my phone number, I felt hesitant and put on the spot. And I really didn't want to give him my phone number or get close to him because the way he was talking to me when I had the Instagram account. At first he was supportive and nice, and then he started to get kind of controlling. Not kind of, but quite controlling. And so they have dozens and dozens of people on social media who supposedly part of the TI community, and they have me blocked for no reason, or they militantly refuse to follow me, and they ignore me and don't respond to anything I say, like as if I'm talking to a brick wall. But they don't block they don't block me or anything, but they just ignore the shit out of me, but talk to everybody else. So then they're the hurt victim and surprised when I give up and block them. But it wasn't that guy's business when he got mad and blocked me, and he'd been stalking all my social media. And he got mad at me and blocked me because I mentioned in a tweet about this female, a black female who unfollowed me for no reason. And it's like everybody was unfollowing and blocking me that day. And then he got mad and blocked me, and then falsely made it like as if he's the hurt innocent victim, and like as if I just betrayed him, like as if I backstabbed and betrayed him, turned against him for no reason. And another thing, he tried to frighten and intimidate and bully me last year, shortly after I dealt with Trisha, I mentioned about the way he was treating me and stuff. And he said, "Oh yeah, I saw those videos," and I didn't even mention his name in the video. But he's like, "Yeah, I saw those videos you did about me. Show me the screenshots, because I got the screenshots." I'm like, it wasn't much texting. I'm talking about the stuff you said on the phone with me. You know what you said, I know what you said, and God knows what you said. So ain't no screenshots of audio, verbal, phone conversations. Ain't no screenshots of that. I'm not talking about texting, but he's like, "Show me the screenshots, because I got the screenshots. When did I say this to you? When did..." Very narcissistic. So he also he also threatened to join my twin sister's cult when my twin sister was, bullying me on YouTube. He's like, "Yeah, you're lucky I don't. You're lucky I don't join your twin sister's smear campaign." So it's like me and him had like Darius, had an off and on friendship, and they both were narcissistic and controlling. Both of them from LA County too, Los Angeles County, fake LA people. So and I don't know. I think the night before last, I had a weird dream that I moved to Tennessee, but Memphis is the place where that incident happened. And so why would you suggest that I go? I mean, I know stuff happened everywhere, but why would you suggest that at this time? Why would you suggest that I go live in Tennessee? Just because you want to say you heard that Forbes magazine said that, you overheard that Forbes magazine said that Tennessee is the number one cheapest city in the U.S. But do they have affordable housing available though? But I don't even want to go to a place like Tennessee, and especially since you suggested it. I don't want to take your advice. So yeah, they have people who, I said that anybody who acts narcissistic and controlling, I'm cutting them off and having zero. Now that I know about, even if you're in the so-called TI community, I need to let myself have zero tolerance for narcissistic abuse. Cause how you being targeted, but you a narcissistic abuser, and then everybody who acts narcissistic and controlling and say that they're targeted, they always have perp tendencies, or they either have perp tendencies or they threaten to do something perp like, or they brag about something perp like that they did to another person. So as I said, I'm trying to stay away from confrontation and altercation with people who claim to be targeted, and it's like they want to make a fool out of me by trying to be like, well, they try to make like I deserve to be punished. And they're like, "Oh, well, we also helped her, but you also hurt me too. You hurt me too." So the female that I was talking about, she was the one who encouraged me. She was the first person who donated to me on one of the other platforms I'm not gonna say, and she encouraged me to go and treat myself to whatever steak dinner I wanted, and everything was all cool and nice. And so then afterwards, she that's when I had an incident where they had this fake TI perp that tried to lure me to somewhere, like sort of like Trisha, but this was a guy tried to lure me somewhere, and I don't remember everything that happened, but he tried to lure me to Kissimmee, Florida. and stuff didn't seem right. He started to act like and weird, and she defended and agreed with him and acting like on my end something doesn't add up or doesn't make sense on my end. So that was the first strike. And then the second strike was she tried to bully and threaten me about saying that New Age is satanic and it's not of God, So and then the online perps, they love to be messy and cause two targets to be, they love to see two targets arguing and fussing. In the same way that, I'm not even trying to be for any trouble or anything, but I mean, so, and so, I mean, it's like, I'm already going through high stress, and I feel like I really don't need any panic attacks. But what I was gonna say was the gang stalkers. They love to see two so-called targets going at it and arguing and fussing, and then they get messier, like very messy and meddlesome and instigating and meddling in and butting in and start to, cause all kinds of trouble and gossip and all that. But so yeah, people try to make like, well, this is why the TI community don't F with you, because we tried to help her. But it be the narcissistic fakes that flipped and became perps, or they've got perp tendencies or done some subtle perp stuff, And then they smear campaign and pretend like as if I'm the one who just blocked them for no reason, or I'm the one who just got mad for no reason. And they make like, well, you can't get mad at nobody for the simple time that they tell you something you don't like. Well, I've been dogged over and screwed over all my doggone life. And people, they've been calling me a fool for not standing up for myself and standing up against tyrants and bullies. So I'm not even going to let another so-called targeted individual try to screw over me too, or try to punk and bully me around. So it's like when two professed targeted individuals are getting into an argument, the perps like to meddle in and make things more messy and more confusion and more chaotic, in the same way that people say that the devil loves to see two Christians go at it and argue, fuss, and fight, and especially messing up Christian marriages or messing up Christian families or Christian households and everything like that, So I was trying to show a point where, what city and state could I go move to where they have like affordable housing available that's open, that has openings, but they got waiting lists everywhere. That's why I'm trying to say, even in other cities and states, people they're struggling. They're struggling, and the C word that made everything worse. It made. I heard that the C word that started 3 years ago almost, that it made more people homeless and more poor, and because of that V word that I can't say. So but it's like I'm not even trying to deal with arguing, getting into altercations or arguing with people or any so-called drama or anything like that, and but people do flip and change, and it's like, as I said, if you got narc tendencies, you got perp tendencies as well.